My bad. God damn. Sorry, I was busy doing something else. What's up, people? It's my break time, and you know what it is. So we're here talking today about the apparent media silencing on YouTube, these so-called media channels, these so-called new media channels, these big channels that go around with their mics and their little tripods and monopods, and they act like they're actual media personnel. No, one of the ways boxing was being kept alive was by YouTube, because boxing is not really followed by mainstream media. What's up, John Dealey? How you doing, man? What's up? What's up? Yeah, it's a morning by me still, so I guess it's afternoon by you or evening by you. Hope everything is good with you, John. Yeah, early o'clock. The link in the chat as usual. I like to post the link and pin it if anybody got anything to say. Yeah, the link has been pinned as usual. Yeah, Uli X Games. I hope I say your name right, Uli X Games or Uli, is it Cross Game? Whatever. I don't know. It's a fancy name. You got a fancy avatar. Yeah, so, we're talking about the apparent strong arming of some of these YouTube channels, the apparent ordering of certain of videos that have a certain topic or portray certain people in a certain light be taken down. And it's very disappointing because that's how boxing has been kept alive, largely by social media. Boxing don't have no quote unquote mainstream media following. Boxing don't have no actual pull with mainstream sports media. They don't have no pull. If you go on ESPN page, boxing is almost on the last page. It goes down all the main sports, and you gotta click other. Then you gotta go down like 3 more places to find boxing. Well, that's in America. Boxing don't have no pull over here like that. But now we see in the UK, apparently these so-called channels that have been keeping boxing alive and acting like they're so different to the mainstream media, because people had an idea that mainstream media was somehow compromised and corporatized and controlled by certain individuals. Well, now we see somehow that these quote-unquote new media channels, these YouTube channels, have exposed themselves as just fanboys and people pushing agendas according to who they like. What's up, Actual Fact Santos? Let me drink a little water here. So these media channels is just fan buying for people according to who they like, according to who they're sponsored by. And this is a problem. When you started seeing a certain management company, a certain fight promotion company sponsoring these channels, we see the dark side of it, that possibly media channels could be told what they can and can't post. And this is real disappointing to me, because some of these channels you go to for actual actual content, to hear what exactly people said, and nothing being hidden from you. You could use the content and hear what people had to say. This is the first time I've been around where I've seen it looks like a certain fighter get absolute, like media channels have been circling the wagons around him to protect him, to protect this I guess this non-existent moral character of the man. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, it's the man in the picture, Harvey Two-Face, Harvey Dent. Former Gotham prosecutor, former Gotham supervillain, turned boxer, turned hospital patient, Harvey Two-Face, aka Billy Joe Saunders. If you look at certain channels, on YouTube, like IFL and these other channels, you'll see that all of the videos that do not portray Billy Joe Saunders in a good light have all been removed. All been removed. There's some in particular by Mark Tibbs, Billy Joe Saunders' head trainer, that have been scrubbed from the internet, where Mark Tibbs is contradicting the story that somehow Billy Joe Saunders did. Mark Tibbs is saying in his videos by IFL, by Seconds Out, by Behind the Gloves. These three channels, which are some of the larger channels, I don't know if Boxing Social was in America, but these three channels especially, I'm going to single out, because these three channels had interviews by Mark Tibbs, where Mark Tibbs was suggesting that Billy Joe Saunders sort of wasn't giving the kind of response he needed. And Mark Tibbs said, I remember in one of those interviews that, Billy Joe, like he thought Billy Joe was coming on in the fight, and Billy Joe didn't give him the response, and he was frustrated. But any video that has not been portraying Billy Joe in a good light, they've been trying to scrub off the internet. I've heard certain YouTubers on here say they've been blocked by Billy Joe Saunders' management team, MTK, for suggesting that Billy Joe Saunders quit. Angel Santos, what's up?
What's going on, Icon? Not much, man. Yeah, it's crazy. They have embraced and encircled this man, and to try to uplift him, I guess. It's like an uplifting party, right? But the man himself didn't show that uplifting to his fellow countrymen, and it's just a grotesque display of favoritism, right? And who gets the attention, right? And it's painfully obvious that that he's getting the attention and the favoritism that I guess he garners, that he deserves, apparently, right? Apparently he deserves to get the attaboy, the pat on the back, the benefit of the doubt. You know what I mean? When that same attitudes and sentiments weren't forwarded to Daniel Dubois, right? It's just painfully obvious to me. And if you can't see that, then you yourself, whoever you are that's watching, and the shoe fits, are part of the problem.
So I am basically, I commented a few times since the fight. I've been citing the Mark Tibbs interview, because Mark Tibbs was his head trainer. He was the head corner man. He was the head trainer. Uli X Game is saying, I remember that. Then I heard Ben Davison. I was like, hold on, that did not sound like what Tibbs said. Then checking for the Tibbs interview, it disappeared. Exactly. All of a sudden, they're trotting out Ben Davison to speak on behalf of Billy Joe Saunders, and you can't find no Mark Tibbs interviews anymore. You can't find them on the original channels on which they were recorded on. Mark Tibbs is not being scrubbed from people's memory, but nobody's stupid. You check. We've seen the interviews, right? Ben Davison comes out. Apparently, people saying Ben Davison is out here talking about how Billy Joe Saunders have made many people quit in the gym, so he didn't quit. I'm like, man, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So basically, people are now trying to protect Billy Joe Saunders' character, non-existent character. It's unfortunate, and we're asking who is the one who gave the order for this media static, for this media silencing, right? I want to know who gave the order, and can you trust these channels anymore? Can you trust these channels anymore? Seconds Out, Behind the Gloves, IFL TV. Can you trust them anymore to be telling you the truth? If they're no suppressing information because one of their corporate sponsors would have told them so. Was somebody strong-armed? Was somebody promised something? I mean, it's unfortunate, right? So let's deal with the culprits. Who would have asked this? Billy Joe Saunders' father? He can't ask somebody to do nothing. Of course not. Who's the next? The next person? Eddie Hearn? I highly doubt Eddie Hearn, because Eddie Hearn did not make anybody take down those AJ Quit videos. I don't think it's Eddie. Because if it's Eddie Hearn, Eddie Hearn would have also told him to take down the AJ Quick videos. You can still go on IFL and search up the comments after the Joshua fight, where people like Dave Allen and all these other people, Frank Warren and all of them are up talking about Anthony Joshua quit. And Anthony Joshua is Eddie Hearn's complete cash cow. So if Eddie Hearn would allow him to keep up, Anthony Joshua quit and Kell Brook quit and all these people quit, why would he then go and say Billy Joe Saunders? Billy Joe Saunders, who really hasn't made Eddie Hearn no money. I mean, Billy Joe Saunders is not Eddie Hearn's friend. So I don't think it's Eddie Hearn. I highly doubt it's Eddie Hearn. I think it's MTK Global. That's why you find people like Spencer Fearon wasn't afraid to call out Daniel Dubois, and that interview is still up. But no, Billy Joe Saunders is not a quitter. Billy Joe Saunders didn't make Eddie Hearn no money. Anthony Joshua made Eddie Hearn all his money. But you can find the interviews with people calling Anthony Joshua a quitter. You can find those interviews. You can find people slagging off Josh Warrington and all these people. Billy Joe Saunders is being protected by the media, and I want to know who is behind giving the order to scrub these videos off the internet. We've seen his behavior with PBC when they've tried to scrub some of Wilder's mishaps off the internet, him and his brother's mishaps off the internet. We've seen these things before. But why Billy Joe Saunders specifically? Who Billy Joe Saunders is signed to, in my opinion, he's signed to MTK, and this is an MTK global move. That's what it is. Santos, anything from you?
Yeah, I think I agree. It is MTK Global. I don't think it's Eddie Hearn. For me speaking personally, I don't think it's Eddie Hearn doing all this. I think MTK Global, they have a large organization over there, but backed with a lot of money. Aside from all this legal business that been talked about with them and their leader or whatnot, or their CEO. I think it is the media company itself, they're an organization, in boxing, big in sports or whatever, and they have a lot of money to do that, to pay outside agencies and or individuals to scrub the internet for all these hypocritical videos by Mr. Tibbs. And I think it's damage control, right? It's damage control because Billy had seen the limelight and the world stage, and there is a feeling that a lot of people want to see Billy Joe back in there. Me personally, I really don't give a crap if he does come back or not. I think it'd be in his best interest that he retire before his other eye socket get broke. Like a Kell Brook. Once that injury happens, it's really, really hard to come back from that kind of injury, especially when your face been broken in that many places. So, yeah, man, I really think it's just the hypocrisy, and it's just grotesque at this point, to the level where it's bull crap. And these new media YouTube channels, like they call themselves, we all know it's all false narratives, right? The new media, right? That's why we here at the UGC, we state true media, the truth, right? The facts. We can't argue real facts. You can have your opinion, but you can't argue the facts. Facts are facts. There's no, you can have an opinion on it, but you can't really say, no, that's fake. No, these are the facts. It's the truth. That's what we are, true media here. I like to call it, and BHP and everybody else in the UGC and others that do use the true media hashtag out there.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna share my screen now of a Twitter search. If you just type in Mark Tibbs in Twitter and go, who's this Black? Black, what up, man?
What's up, Marco?
All good, bro. Talk to me.
Yeah, I was sitting there listening, man. You be having some good ass topics to where I'll be busy, but I'm like, nah, I gotta jump in on this one. But so you said basically that there's seems like they're snatching down content related to the slander of Billy Joe or something like that, or would you
Yeah,
like
what
to
happened
maybe
is
explain to him?
Mark Tibbs was giving interviews right after, and he was suggesting that Billy Joe wasn't responding to him in the corner like how he wanted, and he was saying like Billy Joe was building up to a good fight, and Billy Joe wasn't responding, right? Because people are saying how Mark Tibbs pulled him out, Billy Joe ain't quit, it was Mark Tibbs, but those videos were suggesting that Mark Tibbs was trying to get Billy Joe cranked up for another round, and Billy Joe didn't respond to him. If we remember, Avni Yildirim's handlers said that's why they pulled Avni, because Avni was not responding to them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Basically turning away from the fight. All of a sudden, all the Mark Tibbs interviews are gone off the internet from the original sources, especially IFL TV, right?
Mm.
All them, but all the videos praising Billy Joe Saunders, right? Is that you have an echo? Sorry. Right. So all the videos praising Billy Joe Saunders, right? IFL is like filling up the content bar, the video bar. Oh, Billy didn't quit. Billy didn't quit. However, you could still find all the Daniel Dubois quit videos. And I know my guy Tommy said maybe Eddie's behind it, but I doubt it's Eddie. Because you could still find the Anthony Joshua quit videos up. You can find the Kell Brook quit. You can find Amir Khan quit. You can find all these videos up. But for some reason, they've scrubbed any video, or they're trying to scrub any video suggesting Billy Joe Saunders quit. And I've heard certain YouTubers saying that because they commented on Twitter that Billy Joe Saunders quit, they started getting blocked by MTK Global, and they weren't blocked before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So these people are trolling these social media sites, looking to scrub this information, and also block anybody of a dissenting voice. What do you think about any kind of media outlet on YouTube who is doing these sorts of things, Black Horseman? As a man who is a content creator yourself, years now.
Yeah, man. It's just like with actual. Hey, real quick before I continue, is it you still hear the echo?
Now you
Nah, man.
good.
Okay. Just like what Actual was saying, man, we stay consistent. We push true media. We don't push new media and whatever other media out here. We stick to the truth because that's what's lacking in media. That's why we brought this true media to this to this platform. But my opinion on it is, man, there's no integrity with a lot of these channels, man. A lot of these channels are only here to get the necessary traffic, and they can be bought out. A lot of people, I call them sellouts, they compromise for a dollar or for fame or viewership. It's a lot of people that content creators come on YouTube and do that. You know what I'm saying? They can't just be themselves. They start getting attention and traffic and starting seeing what type of deals and situations that they can be in if they just cap or if they just compromise or if they don't say this or don't say that. And it's just unfortunate, man. And guys like I think it's something like Seconds Out or like I don't even watch these guys, man. I don't even watch these guys. Sometimes stuff might come across my timeline and it might be an interview of somebody I might be interested in, but I don't too much care about a lot of these platforms, whether it's Seconds Out, um, whatever that one lady that got I can't even think it. See, I don't even watch these channels where I be forgetting their names and stuff, but Radio Raheem, like these lame ass dudes, man. Like I don't have no interest or no care about these individuals, man. They all um clowns, you know what I mean, to me. And for that to be happening, man, I think that's crazy. That like you mentioned, Cole, it's been many different situations where um it's been pretty much a free reign for content to be pushed out when it's somebody else being humiliated or exposed for being a quitter. But this situation, I guess, with Billy Joe Saunders, it's a different situation. But I don't know really particularly what it all boils down to, but I don't know if it's racial or whatever the case, because I know when it comes to a certain complexion, man, it seems like humiliation is big business, man. They get a kick out of humiliating a certain class. But when it comes to other people, they want to keep it on a hush, man, because of the humiliation. A lot of people can't deal with that.
I'm gonna share a Twitter search with y'all and show y'all what I'm talking about with how they scrub these goddamn pages. So let me see. So here y'all see my Twitter page. You see Larry Flint over here. So let me blow this up. So here you go, right? Here you go, right? So you have Mark Tibbs. We're gonna search Mark Tibbs again, real times. Real time, we're gonna search it real time. So here you go. Michelle Joy Phillips she's the lady behind the Gloves YouTube channel. Here's her video with Mark Tibbs. This was another video where Mark Tibbs was saying Billy Joe Saunders didn't react to him or give him the kind of body language that he wanted. If you click play, video gone private. We scroll down some more. This is IFL TV here with this guy, Sam Jones, praising Mark Tibbs. This one's available. We scroll down some more. Here we go. IFL TV wasn't an easy decision. This was another video again with Mark Tibbs saying the same thing. Let's click play. Let's see if it's available. I hope it's available, but it's not. Video gone private. We scroll down some more. I hope to find something else, but I ain't see no more. This one's available, of course, with Colwell, Penfold. Where is it? I want the seconds out. I want the seconds out one. Where is it? Oh, can't find that neither, eh? Here it is, seconds out. Radio Raheem, this lame dude. Let's see if it's actually up still. Let's see. I hope so, because I want to prove something. Video gone private. All these videos have gone private.
I think in the words of a good friend Rappy, there you have it. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's craziness, man. That is crazy. Crazy stuff that they do that fast too, within a week and a half, if that, right?
All try to scrub it. Now, some people have caught clips of it, right? But I would have never thought that they would go to the trouble of doing this. So I didn't think to screen record anything. I remember Eddie Hearn taking this dude from Boxing Social to task one time, where he stopped the interview. He said, I heard certain promoters are making y'all send them videos, send them the interview videos so they can watch it over and tell you what parts to cut out and whatnot. And Eddie Hearn said, I don't ask you to do that. So why are you doing that for other people? You should stop it. That was the first time I heard about something like this. Right? It's just so disappointing. Let's see. Uli X Game says, is the issue here not that it's BJS per se, but because he's from a certain culture? As Gypsy, they have this image of them that they're building with Billy Joe Saunders and Fury as a spokesperson of this hard man. Yeah. They want to build this whole persona, this whole illusion that, you know, they are so invincible and all of that, right? But Canelo Alvarez put a stop to all that shit. John Dealey says, I was sponsored by MTK. This was not Hearn, it was MTK. It's MTK. I believe it's MTK. As I said, it couldn't been Eddie Hearn, because then Eddie Hearn would make IFL take down the Anthony Joshua quick videos. This is so disgusting. You have Kugan Cassius, who didn't mind putting up all the Dubois stuff. I guess because Dubois was stabbing at his guy Dillian White. So he didn't like that. So you know, he don't like Daniel Dubois. If I'm people like Daniel Dubois, I don't rock with Kugan Cassius no more. I don't rock with no seconds out people, and I don't rock with no behind the gloves. If I'm these other people, all good, Black, no problem, man. If I'm these other fighters, I am not going to sit here and allow this, because that means you're treating certain other people different to how you treat me because of who they are aligned with. I don't like when you can't have a boxing promotional company. You can't have a boxing promotional company sponsoring a so-called media outlet, because that media outlet is then expected to do what the boxing company wants. This is the dark side of that. Yeah, you get a little, a couple more dollars to travel around and get the interviews. But what happens when this boxing promotion or management company sees something on your site that they don't like? Do they have the right to tell you, take it down? Well, aren't you compromising your journalistic integrity? Or as Coogan says, I'm not a journalist. Well, what are you then? You're a guy who goes to get drunk on Eddie Hearn's ship in Malta? Not Malta. What the hell did they fight the last time? Oh no, Gibraltar. You go get drunk on the hotel ship in Gibraltar. Eddie Hearn pays for your flights to come out. Is that what Kugan Cassius is? Because he always saying he's not a journalist. But if you're not a journalist, you know what I'm saying, you need to then stop acting like one. Radio Raheem and Michelle Phillips, who complains about how people don't respect her because she's a woman in the sport. Well, I don't respect you, no, because you're somebody who will stifle information based on the people that you want sponsorship from or you want access from. I don't respect that.
Yeah, I think these so-called like the seconds out and all that, and Coogan and all that, they're just these people's their personal media outlet, it seems, right? It just seems that they draw the narrative or write the narrative to fit their personal gains, their business interests with that company, right? And I think that's their company media outlet, their spokespeople or whatnot, and they're gonna go fight tooth and nail to protect their so-called journalistic integrity, if you will. And we all know that they don't have any journalistic integrity, right? It's just a lot of fluff that they report, and a lot of hype, right? It's all hype and fluff that they report, and they sell it as new media, as the truth, and it's not. It's completely false. We can see right through it. Any real boxing head, any real person in media, right? Real media outlets can see right through that. That's just all propaganda. But they'll let them tell you what they'll say. No, we're bringing you the real stuff. The real news. And they're not. It just immediately you see that they have these interviews out there. I've seen it. We all seen it. Now these interviews are gone. Where are they? Nowhere to be found. That's not the truth. It's not real. It's not being genuine. It's disingenuous and it's dysfunctional.
Yeah, man. That's what happening, man. So I don't know what else to say about this, but all of I just find it unfortunate that this is where we're at in boxing, where people are now trying to control media narratives. You know what I'm saying? And people like Coogan, and these people always complain about media access and all of this. So you want access to do what? What you want access for, bro? Might as well you stay outside with your iPhone and do like all the rest of us and just tape what you can tape and just play it like that. Because Coogan, if you're gonna do this, where because some person asked you, say, look here, man, you're gonna take this shit down or what? And you just fold and be like, yes, sir, I'll take it down, sir. I'll take it down, sir. Is this Jonathan Dealey?
Yes.
Your comments?
I don't know what I'm more upset about. The Ben Davidson interview or taking the Mark Tibbs interview off. I don't know what's a bigger disgrace. Have you seen the Ben Davidson interview?
I've heard about it. I have not seen it. What did he say?
He's basically saying that he's the one that pulled Billy out of the fight. Billy is shaking his head because Ben's telling him that he's not going to let him continue, and that Billy wanted to carry on. He then goes on to say that nothing could ever make Billy quit, and Billy's made hundreds of world champions quit in the ring. And it's like, how stupid do you think we all are? You've pulled the Tibbs one, and then you've put out the Ben Davidson one, but Tibbs was the head trainer, not Ben Davidson.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's just a disgrace.
Wow. But what is I don't understand. What is the ultimate goal here? It's not like Billy Joe Saunders had no stellar character in the public before this. Billy Joe Saunders didn't have no reputation as no tough guy.
I think it's his links to MTK. Do you ever watch an IFL video?
Yes. John there, he gone.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You on cut out. Go ahead. You were saying. Oh, John Dealey's gone. John Dealey's gone. Well, as I was asking John, what is the ultimate end game here, Santos? Like, what are they hoping to accomplish by pulling? Isn't it just like pissing off people more? Like, we can see what you're doing, sir.
Yeah, I think like it's been said, I think it's damage control. Oh, there he goes right there.
I was just asking if you watch IFL videos.
I do.
Okay, so they're trying to advertise this version of a TRX system at the beginning of every video on the basis that you can train like a professional. And the only professional boxer using this equipment is Billy Joe Saunders. So
right.
I've got plenty to say about whether you'd want to copy what Billy Joe Saunders does in his training. But that shows how associated he is with the MTK brand. And as far as I understand, the Kinahans are travelers as well.
I see.
So I think it's that's the reason that they're trying so hard to cover this up. And I think it's got more to do with that than it has to do with thinking about what they're going to do with Billy Joe, and commercial value and stuff like that. I think it's got more to do with the fact that they all see themselves as culturally part of the same thing, and in their culture, this isn't something that anyone can be seen to be doing. So obviously they stick together. Let's have a look at it.
That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Santos, anything from you?
Yeah. Wow, I didn't know that. That they're trying to promote some workout gear or whatever. But I mean that makes sense if they're trying to make some money and have Billy be the spokesperson of this.
I don't think it's actually promoting the gear. I think it just shows how closely associated Billy is with not only IFL but MTK. I don't think they expect to make a lot of money out of selling Billy Joe as a trainer, because I mean he's one of the worst ill-disciplined boxers in in the sport.
Yeah, because he always blowing up in between fights. Like been said before. We've seen it, just blowing up in weight, like it's cool. But I mean, this whole thing of him coming back and being really effective after this this fight, I don't think it's happening. I think it's in his best interest that he quit before he ends up like Kell Brook with another broken eye socket. We don't know what happened to him, so who's to say it wouldn't happen to Billy Joe himself? His other, because structurally it's compromised.
It does depend whether you have a metal plate put in. So because Kell Brook had a metal plate put onto the broken side, that makes it so much stronger than the side without the plate. It's very common for the other side to break as well, because it actually creates a weak point on the opposite side. So lots of people get broken orbitals. What's the Japanese guy that beat Donaire? Didn't he fight on with a broken orbital and win?
I know you in a way. Yeah.
I don't think he's had to have a plate put in, has he? It doesn't happen every time from the break. It's like if you break your arm, you might have to have it reconstructed with metal pins and some metal, and you may not do. The fracture might be clean enough that they can heal it without intervention like that. Billy's got a style that would lend it himself better to fighting on with this injury than Kell Brook had. However, Canelo's going to unify all of 168, so Billy's not going to win a world title again, and so he's going to have to drop down to domestic level where he's not popular. He's never been a big ticket seller in the UK. He doesn't do pay-per-views in the UK. So what's he going to do? Fight Chris Eubank Jr., which will sell a lot. That would sell here because it's a grudge match. But he would be the heel, and everyone would want to see Eubank Jr. smash his face in, basically.
I agree with that. I am disgusted by all of this. I hope everybody saw my little demonstration there. Tony, what's up, man? If you just coming in, Tony. We're talking about the fact that certain YouTube channels, big YouTube channels, have apparently been given an order by a higher ups to scrub all of the Mark Tibbs interviews and any interview that suggests Billy Joe Saunders might have wanted out of that fight or plain out that he quit. So we're seeing a media silencing that I have never seen before on YouTube. Personally, I haven't seen it. So we're seeing, in my opinion, MTK Global exercise their power over these quote unquote journalists, people who want to be taken seriously in journalism. And we're seeing them now kowtowing to their paymaster. It's really unfortunate that people who are purporting to be a voice for the sport will not let the full story be told. And you can see the fanboyism in some of these channels. They come out quickly, they come out quickly. Billy Joe didn't quit. Well, who asked you if he quit or not? Let me make my own decision. You play the videos, I'll make my own decision. What a joke. I can find Anthony Joshua quit. I can find Dubois quit. I can find Amir Khan quit. I can find Kell Brook quit. But somehow I can't find Billy Joe Saunders might have quit. Why? Why? Whatever, man. It is what it is. I'm not going to harp on too long on this topic, but I'll probably come back another time because This is disgusting. I don't like this. I don't want channels that's supposed to be giving me information, suppressing my information. If that's the case, I can't trust you again. As a person that deals in history and teaches young people about researching and methodology and all of that, I can't support people that are about suppressing information. I have to teach my kids about proper citations and all of that, and being honest in what you write and what you present. And I got these people, Radio Raheem and Michelle Joy Phillips, who complains, oh, they don't respect me because I'm a woman. They don't respect me because I'm a woman. Whatever. You got Coogan Cassius, who has benefited heavily from his closeness with Dillian White and Eddie Hearn, now out here hiding information.
I think we have to make a special mention of Coogan in this situation.
Okay, come with it.
Because Coogan got to the position that he was in from the access that he had from Eddie Hearn. Then, as soon as MTK started sponsoring IFL, and this is when I unsubscribed from him, they became a voice for the Furies. And there's a constant stream of interviews with pro-Fury people, John Fury. I mean, why do I want to hear what John Fury's got to say about anything? I mean, what's the man talks? The man is so deluded, he suggested that he should have an exhibition match with Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was an undisputed heavyweight champion, youngest heavyweight champion in the history of the world. And what's John Fury done in boxing? He's something like 11-2, a 9% knockout ratio at domestic journeyman level.
Yeah, John Fury needs to get an exhibition.
Why do we want to hear from this?
He needs to get an exhibition with the guys.
Maybe should rematch Henry. Yeah, exactly. Why shouldn't he do one with Henry Akinwende?
Yep.
Knocked him out with one of the lightest punches in the history. And that's not the only bad knockout he's had either.
Nope.
No. And this it's constant, and it's all since the Kinahans took over. And I haven't got anything against travellers per se, but the boxers with a travelling background are all associated with MTK, and they are about a lot of chat, a lot of narratives, and not backing it up in the ring. There's only one time I can think of anybody who's backed it up in the ring, and that was when Tyson Fury knocked out Wilder. And potentially he was only able to do that because Wilder was such a protected champion. But Coogan, who was all about AJ and Matchroom, sold his soul to MTK, and now they own him. And
that's right.
It's a constant stream. Coogan's not going to worry about putting videos out about AJ quitting against Andy Ruiz if that's what John Fury wants to say. And he'll quite happily, put out this video by Ben Davidson, who had a lot of negative things to say about the Andy Ruiz performance in the second fight by Anthony Joshua, coming out with this absolute ridiculous narrative that he's the one who told Billy Joe that because of the nature of the injury to Billy Joe, he was going to stop the fight, and that Billy wanted to continue. I watched it in the corner. I've seen the footage from the corner where it says he can't see twice. And Rafi's put it on his platform, replaying that footage in the corner. And Tibbs was asking the questions. Ben Davidson had nothing to do with it. And Billy was being asked to give another round, and Billy was the one saying he couldn't see. So that is quitting. That spitting your gum shield out is not quitting. And AJ didn't turn his back to the referee. He was told to go and stand in the corner, which he did. and he tried to come forward and he tried to continue to fight, and yet we had this narrative that he quit. The man got up 4 rounds, fought on, when he clearly was out of it, and he wanted to continue. I mean, whether you want to question his punch durability or something like that, that's fair enough. But AJ didn't quit, and yet we're listening to Ben Davidson saying that just total cover-up. It's not even close to reality. So yeah, I did have to say a bit more.
Well, that's fine. No problem. No problem. Santos, you want to add anything?
Yeah, you know, real quick, earlier we had maybe a troll or a person or whatever that had just put a smiley face. Look, if you're watching and you're listening, you don't agree with something, write out a thoughtful comment, expression, what your opinion is. Don't just have some kind of emoji or whatnot. Express, you know, tell us how you feel. You know what I mean? Be a part of the discussion. It's not a debate. We're having a discussion, right? As you know, adults, right? You know what I'm saying? That pay for boxing, you know, that love the sport. It's not a debate. This is just a discussion on an individual has a questionable character or no character at all, as my brother Kong likes to put it, right? He just has for me, he has a bad character, a crappy character, and or no character at all. And it's just discussing that and grotesque that people put the battery in this man's back and continue to let this guy get away with the crap he's getting away with, and then just don't give that same energy to someone like a Daniel Dubois, right? And we're just trying to come to the bottom line of who's deleting all these posts, because the posts out there, and Mr. Tibbs did say what he said. All right, that's all. You know, no big.
Don't worry about it, people. What up, Haplo? What up? What Toby's in the house? Who else came in, man? Tony gone back to work. Okay, Tony, peace out, man. Yeah. So about Coogan and all these things, you know, even Eddie Hearn, at the build-up, was given whoever it was over there, I think it was a Scottish guy or whoever, was like, y'all up in Tyson Fury's backside since you've been over here. What's up with you? You know, it's up on the thing. He even took them to task. Like, what's up with y'all? Y'all got them all up on your site. Y'all up in Tyson Fury's backside since, because even in the Billy Joe Saunders build up, it was like the Tyson Fury show on IFL TV.
What's interesting with all of that is Tyson hasn't said anything really after Billy quit. He went off partying with YB. He went off partying with Adrian Broner.
No, you're damn right. He flew out, left his family in the hospital.
Haven't IFL given Tom Saunders and Billy Joe the mouthpiece to slate Eddie all week?
Yes.
And Eddie is the one that's got Billy in a position to get paid 8 million. Well, I don't know whether it's dollars or pounds, but by far and away, his biggest payday. I'm not sure how many times Billy's earned more than $1 million in a fight before. Because if it's just off ticket revenue and whatever TV deal they have, because I don't think he's ever headlined a pay-per-view. I mean, if he has, the numbers would have been horrible. You know, this is thanks to Eddie that he's basically got enough money to retire. If he's sensible, which I doubt he's capable of doing, but you should be able to live for the rest of your life off £8 million.
Well, I don't think Billy Joe Saunders is sensible. He has to fight again, because I think he'll spend that money quick.
I agree, but you know, it's not Eddie's fault, is it?
No, no.
Eddie gave him the opportunity. It's up to Billy what he does with it. And yet all he's done is bitch and moan and gripe about it, along with Tom Saunders. And IFL have given them the platform to do this on. It's like Coogan has really sold his soul to the devil.
That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate because, hey, let's face it. I'm not asking him to play no favorites, but let's face it. IFL got big because of Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn would give Coogan all these big interviews and all these exclusives and all that. And that's how IFL kind of got big off the back of Eddie Hearn. So to watch them know, sort of almost deliberately run these kind of games on the back of Eddie
not
Hearn.
almost, Kong. Like when you're giving platforms to people like John Fury and Tom Saunders, who are not managers. They're just the fathers of boxers who've got a lot of negative stuff to say about Eddie Hearn. IFL are now an anti-Hearn channel, aren't they, really? And they're a pro-Fury channel. They're not. They're like the BBC channel. They've fallen into the realms of fun on. Only they get a better quality of interviews of people within that area of boxing, really.
Right. Santos, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, just checking, man. And you know, anytime you want to jump in. But I've unsubscribed from Coogan Cassia since this. I was a person that commented quite a bit because I like the interviews, but then, like you, John, I did realize, why am I seeing so much John Fury interviews? I don't care nothing about John Fury. It was funny when I first started because like this loudmouth dude, but then after a while, it's like, I don't care about, this is not boxing news. Tom Saunders walking around in his goddamn vest and undies in a hotel lobby. You know, Tom Saunders griping about, oh, the Mexican fans are booing us. It's like, why is this news? Why is this news? Can't you go find other boxers to interview? IFL was in the hotel with Suleiman Sissoko. They didn't do no interviews with him. They didn't do much with anybody else, but they spent their time with Tom Saunders because Tom Saunders, I guess, is gonna chat some shit.
Right. And my thing is, right, with
I think it's the MTK. I really think that since MTK have pretty much they own or sponsor IFL, they have to give a platform to this group of people, because when you go through all of it, right, I still get it in my feed, but I'm not subscribed to it. They gave a platform to Tom Little, who, I mean, he's a disgraceful individual, really, Tom Little.
Oh my God! Don't even talk about himself.
Well, did you see IFL gave him an interview, letting him sound off about Chris Eubank?
I did comment about it. I was like, IFL like, reaching.
Well, but the thing is, look at all the stuff Billy's put out there about Chris, and wasn't that on IFL as well?
Yes.
The things that Billy Saunders said about his Chris's mum. Have you seen that stuff?
No, I have not seen it. I have not seen it.
Well, basically, he suggested that he'd be taking a blue pill when he was spending some time that wouldn't really be quite classed as quality time with Mrs. Eubank. And it's like, they'd put that out on IFL. And yet when Eubank has put a bet on Billy to lose and, you know, pokes fun at him for quitting because of Billy's mouth, they're giving Tom Little a platform to offer to fight Chris Eubank in the street for 20 grand. It's like, Tom Little's a heavyweight. Chris Eubank, I don't know what weight he's fighting at now, but if he's to fight at super middleweight, he's a small super middleweight.
Bro, Tom Little ain't got no money to be offering nobody, bro. What's wrong with you? Tom Little.
No. Basically, he wants Chris to pay for it because he won 20 grand on betting against Billy Joe, didn't he?
Oh my God.
That's how they came up with the figure. So he's offered to go down to Brighton, Chris's home city, and fight him in the streets there. I don't know why they keep doing this, because I mean, you know, in the UK, if you were to be caught doing that, you would go to prison. It is against the law.
Tom Little looks like he was in a cell, like his cellie was on the bottom bunk bed in that video.
Yeah. And you know, I wouldn't be surprised if that's his preference generally.
Yeah, there you go. Look here, man. I'll be honest with you. I mean, I've been watching it. And I recently, since this thing happened, I did unsubscribe from IFL. If there's something on there worth watching, like Eddie Hearn or something, I'll watch. But really, I'm really disappointed in this in this shit. This is really, really disgusting, for real.
I unsubscribed over 12 months ago because I noticed all of this this agenda, and I'm looking at it, and it's like, you've got this video, train like a professional, and the only professional boxer in there is Billy Joe Saunders. So if you was going to choose who you were going to train like, you'd train like Chris Eubank over Billy Joe Saunders. I mean, whatever you might think about Chris's boxing, his conditioning is amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, he agreed. I mean, Chris Eubank Jr.'s work ethic is just impeccable. You know, and he's always in that gym. He basically lives in there. He lives in it. I believe he lives in there probably 18 hours out of the day.
I mean, I have an unconventional view on people's punch resistance, because I think in for a large part, and I mean, it's not 100%, but I think a large part of punch resistance is actually your conditioning. I think it's a lot more than people realize, and I also think it fluctuates a lot more than people think as well. And one of the main reasons why I think Chris has got such a good chin is because he's always in the gym.
Yeah, he's always in the gym. He's always sparring, you know, 12, 24 rounds, 30 rounds, sparring and always in the gym, work, you know, body hardening. That's going to give you punch resistance to the rest of your body and make you more durable. You know, it's good. You have to have physical training in order to reduce the rigors of combat, right? Because it's a combat sport. You know?
If you listen to Sugar Ray Leonard, who's somebody who took big breaks from boxing and didn't necessarily stay in the gym when he was allegedly retired, he talks about how he had to condition himself again to be able to take a punch. And when he'd first go in there, he couldn't really hold a punch. And he'd have to really train himself to be able to withstand that type of pressure. And Leonard had a fantastic chin. So, I mean, you know, it's definitely proven. And if you look at, I'm not his biggest fan, but Tony Bellew in the Macabu fight where he got put down and then he went on to knock him out, he was talking about how it was all the endurance work that he'd done that enabled him to get back up and fight on. So, you know, I mean, I think there are some people who have poor chins, but again, I sometimes think that's to do with their fighting style, like Amir Khan. I mean, he just has no defense and leaves himself completely open and ends up leaning over his feet and asking to get knocked out.
Well, anyway, I don't have nothing else to say about this thing. I think I've expressed my absolute disdain for this. These YouTube boxing channels are awful, in my opinion, and it's just unfortunate, you know what I'm saying? But I want to move on to my last topic quickly, of Oscar De La Hoya confirming that he is in fact leaving or working on a deal with Triller, and they're leaving DAZN at the end of their contract this year. And this is why I say I do not think Ryan Garcia had any mental problems. They took Ryan Garcia out of a tough fight with Javier Fortuna to preserve him from possibly getting hurt or losing before they move him to Triller. Essentially, what Oscar De La Hoya did was sabotage DAZN on his way out. Santos.
Well, I'll say this. I can't say that I told you so because I was the first one to say pay-per-view is dead. Well, egg is on me. I had to deflate the balloon over there at DAZN before I left. And with Ryan, I mean, you know, he didn't want to, you know, put on the fishnet stockings with me. So, yeah, you know, he's going through it. everybody goes through it, but I don't know, Ryan's just on his own program, I guess. Watch me come back. It's gonna be a great comeback. You'll see. I'm fit and I'm ready.
Is that Oscar promoting his next fight?
That's right.
Well, he basically confirmed, Oscar, that he is in fact leaving, and he is in fact going to go with Triller. I'm not sure what Oscar is planning on doing. He says he has big plans and all this. To be honest, man, Oscar De La Hoya, I don't think he really understood that, bro. You're only with DAZN because of Canelo, and it's weird because DAZN picked up Golden Boy when HBO went under, and they didn't have anywhere to go. They didn't have anywhere to go. Nobody would pick up Golden Boy, and DAZN picked them up. So it goes to show where loyalty lies, which there is no loyalty, I guess, in business. When you came over there, did faulty business with Canelo, which costed DAZN Canelo, but now they can work directly with him. Yet Oscar is now taking his promotional company and leaving. The only person I feel sorry that I'm not going to get to watch, really, because I'm not going to deal with Triller, is Virgil Ortiz. Virgil Ortiz does not fit in with Oscar De La Hoya. He just doesn't fit, in my opinion, what Oscar wants. Virgil should be somewhere that is actually involved in fights, big fights. Ryan Garcia fits on Triller. Ganja, rum, YouTubers. That's what Ryan Garcia fit into. Virgil Ortiz, no. John Dealey, your opinion on Golden Boy Promotions going to Triller and leaving DAZN?
I'm sure DAZN are pretty relieved about this. They've already got all that. They've got what they signed him for in the first place.
Yes.
Because, whilst Oscar's trying to undermine DAZN, Canelo's confirming he's going to carry on working with Eddie.
Yes.
And that he's happy now. And I would be surprised if Virgil stays in the long term. I actually think that Oscar is in a place where he might want to think about getting some intervention.
Did you see the reports that DAZN has, over the week and a half, well, the Canelo fight with BJS, 400,000 new subscribers in the US. 400,000 new subscribers. Not bad.
Doesn't surprise me. And I mean, if they stay, how much is DAZN in the US now?
$100 or
$100 a year, yeah.
Or if you're gonna pay month to month, which is ridiculous, $20 maybe a month.
Yeah, they only put that in there so that if you choose to sign up and cancel after a month, they get a decent return. Because people were treating it like a £10 pay-per-view, weren't they?
Yeah.
$10 pay-per-view, sorry.
So here's saying that. Well, I'm gonna just say the promotional contract was 10 events per year on DAZN with an annual budget of 15 million to 18 million. So that was the contract. Go ahead, John Dealey. My bad.
No, that's okay. Keep going. Keep going. I've just got to do something anyway. I'll be a minute.
No, that's well. To me, it's like when you have somebody like Oscar De La Hoya who have fighters that I guess needs a bigger platform. I'm not sure what they want to do with Ryan. I guess he's hanging his hat on Ryan Garcia, but I'm not gonna hang my hat on a dude in boxing that is basically a YouTuber who really is not interested in fighting the best fights. He wants to dip in and out when he feels like, and move how he feels like. Ryan Garcia does not fit in to what's happening in boxing. It does not fit in. So Triller right now is a pay-per-view only platform. Is Triller now going to move into regular boxing cards? Because Michael Hunter said he signed a multi-fight deal with them. A multi-fight deal would mean regular fights. So Triller might be saying we're going to do regular fight, but I'm telling you, I'm not sad of not seeing a Jaime Munguia fight. That doesn't sadden me. It doesn't sadden me that I'm going to see a Ryan Garcia fight. It doesn't sadden me. I am sorry that I'm not going to get to see Virgil Ortiz. That's the man at Golden Boy, Virgil Ortiz. I don't know how long these dudes' contracts are, but hope they get out soon and sign with somebody who I can watch regularly. That's just my opinion on it. Yeah. Well, anything from you guys before I wrap up?
Yeah, no, I'm good. Thanks for having me on. As always, it's a pleasure.
Yeah, Santos, peace to you, my brother. See, you got Michael Hunter with the catfish, catfish picture of Andy Ruiz. Andy looking slim there.
Yeah.
You think they photoshopped that picture, or was he actually slim and put back on the weight?
No, I think that wasn't Photoshop. That's real. They sparred and whatnot. So, yep.
Hey, Black, if you want to get on and talk about this Oscar stuff, no problem, bro. I'm only getting off because, everybody kind of busy, you know what I'm saying? So, Black, you could get on anytime you want and give me your words on Oscar De La Hoya confirming that he is leaving DAZN for Triller. I'm going to say it again. I'm not sorry that I'm not going to get to see Jaime Munguia, a dude who ducked Demetrius Andre. Is Jaime Munguia going to get the big fights at Triller now?
I don't think so.
Is Ryan Garcia? Well, Ryan Garcia don't want no big fights. Virgil Ortiz being taken off of DAZN. Is he gonna convince a Terence Crawford to come fight on DAZN on Triller? Is he gonna convince one of the PBC dudes to come fight on Triller? Oh, is that International Man fan? What's up, man? I mean,
Virgil Ortiz. I mean, that kid. I think he need to go to ESPN. I mean, that would be the competition. Him and Bud Crawford, that'd be a great fight. It needs to happen. Come on now. I mean, who wants to go to Triller? Virgil Ortiz, he's too good for that. Go with over there. Bob Arum, you know what I'm saying? I believe he has rooms. He has more money. Bob Arum got the money. He's gonna give it up. He's gonna be the next big Mexican star, and that's on baby. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, Ryan Garcia, who is that guy? Like, nobody wants to see him crying out here. That is straight dumpster truck juice.
I actually think that Virgil may attract people over onto Triller. As sad as it sounds.
I didn't hear that.
We've got Michael Hunter on there. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. We've just had Michael Hunter go on there, haven't we?
Yes.
In a truly PBC-esque move. So most of the 147 fighters are with PBC. It could be the case, I wouldn't rule this out, that Fox are planning to get rid of PBC. And I wouldn't actually be surprised if the PBC end up doing something with Triller, to be honest. They're all music people together. They're about entertainment and narratives, not boxing. So at 147, there isn't really anything on DAZN for Virgil. I don't really like Triller, but I don't see who's going to fight staying on DAZN at the same time.
Right. I got you. Black.
Yeah, King. So you
Yeah.
said comment on the De La Hoya going. So is that official? Is the Golden Boy is officially going over to Triller, or that's still in talks?
Nah, Oscar confirmed that on a YouTube video or whatever. He said he's leaving. He's going to Triller. That's why I said I don't think Ryan Garcia had no mental problems. I think Oscar and them pulled him out to preserve him from either losing or getting hurt with Javier Fortuna.
Wow, man, Golden Boy Promotions is in the toilet, bro. Go ahead and flush that shit. They turd, man, in the toilet. You know, I mean, so on the Golden Boy stable is gonna be fighting on Triller, and this is a stable that Triller is a platform that was started out as just exhibitions, right?
Yeah.
All exhibitions. So I only expect Golden Boy fighters to fight these little weak ass exhibition fights. You know, Ryan versus Jake, or I don't know, some crazy shit like that, man. What is boxing turning into, man? You got Golden Boy going over to Triller. You got these sellout ass channels, you know, deleting information or putting shit private when it should be public. You know, hiding the truth. Crazy out here, dog. Crazy out here, man. So that's a trip that they run all kind of misdirection, and you got all kind of paid off media people out here, man. It's just a different era, man. I mean, May 2021 is far different from May 2020, man. Just so much has changed in just a year span in the sport of boxing. And it didn't change for the good, it's changing for the worse. And then how can you restore the health of the sport when you got people getting paid off to keep it dead? So it's crazy, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's where we at right now. But again, I'm gonna say I'm not sad to see Jaime Munguia go. I'm not sad to see Ryan Garcia go. I'm just upset that I'm not gonna get to see Virgil Ortiz because that's unfortunate. I wouldn't mind seeing Virgil Ortiz beat up Mikey Garcia.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. You see what
I
happens
wonder how
when you
he
hear the
feel
truth?
about it.
See what happens when you hear the truth? It make you go this. Ooh, that's
Yeah, but
that's
is Mikey
too
really
much
going to
truth.
fight
Ooh.
Virgil?
Right. Ooh, we gotta block that. Ooh.
Black, have you seen the Ben Davidson interview?
Nah, man. And Iron Cone is breaking all of this
You need-
news to me, man. He's been coming out with some fire topics. Nah, go ahead and break it to
Go
me.
and watch that interview. The narrative that Ben Davidson is pumping out is that he's the one that pulled the fight and Billy wanted to continue. And that Billy told him he wanted to fight on when he told him he was taking him out. Ben Davidson's actually come out and done a interview with IFL making those claims.
Hey, you know what, John Dealey? I can see
So
if
it's more than just.
I can see if Billy Joe was some respectable, admirable guy who you know, it's just been carried himself professionally and treated people right. This guy's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit. So I don't really get why all the protection.
Yeah, but so is Ben Davidson.
Say again, bro.
You need to look into Daniel Kinahan's background, and you'll understand. They've all got the same background, and they're sticking together.
Oh wow.
So that's what it is, as far as I can tell. That's what it's about. I mean, the amount of videos that have been put out about AJ quitting,
right?
And nobody has done any damage control about that.
No.
All that happened
That's
after the
crazy,
Ruiz
bro.
when AJ was getting memes about him everywhere that were trending. AJ stayed in New York, he played a bit of basketball, and he put in his own breakdown at length, talking about the loss on YouTube. I think.
But you know what, man?
If you want to go and watch
you know what?
You can. Yeah, go on.
I'm gonna say this real quick, John. You know what it is too, man. Maybe they kind of pick and choose who to protect and who not to protect too, because you got to remember, a lot of people are not mentally strong, so they can get humiliated, they can quit, and with all the shit that's been uploaded out here, somebody like Billy Joe, if he's mentally weak, he can go to depression and shit and all of that crap. Whereas AJ, they may feel like, oh, he's strong, he's mentally strong, he can deal with the criticisms, he can deal with the backlash and of quitting and all the criticism. So it's like they pick and choose who they feel is strong enough to deal with humiliation, and then when the other people they selective with it, like, you know what, nah, man, we gotta protect him, we gotta take this video down, we gotta make sure this don't go down like that. So maybe they feel like he's too weak to deal with the criticism.
I don't think that that's the case. I'm not sure if you're taking the mickey or not. I think that there's a massive agenda associated with MTK and the promotion of gypsies in boxing, basically.
Wow.
Because they just constantly give it a mouth. Well, Tom Saunders, John Fury are constantly slating Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn has been the biggest contributor to IFL getting the status that they got. If it wasn't for Eddie Hearn, MTK wouldn't want to sponsor them in the first place. Since they've been sponsored by them, there's usually about a John Fury video a day having a lot of negative stuff to say about Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua, giving platforms to people like Tom Saunders. Have you seen this gentleman? Have you seen, like, the man's clearly a borderline alcoholic. You've only got to look at how red his face is. What does he know about boxing? And I mean, I don't know if you've ever watched any of the. There's a lot of footage of Traveller bare knuckle street fighting on YouTube. You can go watch it. It's clear when you go and watch these things that these men don't really know a lot about physical fitness or boxing. If you've ever had the misfortune, so I mean, there's a good one in there where someone who can box, who is actually physically fit, knocks out one of these fat lumps. But the whole thing, it's just an agenda, and they gave a platform to Tom Saunders, Tyson Fury, and Billy Joe Saunders to slate Eddie Hearn all week when Eddie Hearn's giving him this opportunity. His biggest fight of his career. It's not Eddie's fault that he couldn't win it, is it?
Hey, John Daly, what channel would you say is a big channel but moves with integrity and a respectable channel out there that can't be compromised or bought off?
I don't know about a big one. I really don't know about a big one, because like the ones that I follow are not the big ones because they do have integrity. So like,
okay,
all of you guys, you all have integrity. Rafi has integrity. Ring has integrity. Boxing Beats and Rhymes has integrity. But these guys aren't big. They're not getting like access to boxers or anything. As soon as they're getting access to members of the media, they're all selling their soul to the devil.
Damn. Radio Raheem here with the devil interview. Sellout ass motherfucker.
No, he's right.
Hey, yo, man.
We got Lucifer here. How do you feel about being in hell for three legacy years?
John is right, though, man. John is absolutely right. I absolutely agree with that.
Well, Black, did you comment on Oscar?
Yeah, I think I have many times over and over. Like I said, him and the whole Golden Boy Promotions is in the toilet, flushed. They're shitty water. They're done. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
When I first became aware of like Golden Boy Promotions, it was like, of course, through Canelo. And I was wondering, like, do these guys have any other fighter other than Canelo? Like, they're not doing shit. Like, Canelo's gone, and it's like all of a sudden Oscar wants to come back. You know, look, man.
Yeah, but he did, but he did have all of the PBC roster before the last time he had to go and check himself in to get the help that he needs. That I think he needs to go and do now. I don't think Oscar's in a very good place. And something that I think gets heavily overlooked about Deontay Wilder and Luis Ortiz, if you look at the early parts of their resume, some of the absolute most horrible mismatches that they've had. That was when they were with Golden Boy, and Oscar was building them both up to be these sort of knockout artist type jobs through fighting cruiserweights and super middleweights with losing records. And he did it with both Ortiz and Wilder. Like, a lot of the criticism about Wilder's resume gets put to the PBC, but actually the worst stuff on there was Oscar, not the PBC, or Golden Boy, at least when he was with Golden Boy, and the same with Luis Ortiz.
Yeah.
All right, go on. I got some business to handle, but I'm gonna go live probably in about 2 hours, man. So
Yeah, man.
I'm
I'm
give y'all the
getting
heads
off
up, bro.
anyway. I'm getting off anyway, bro. So I'll join your live. John Deely. Thank you for coming on, brother John Deely. Peace, Black. John, you have a good day, man. You know, heal up your son for me and all that, man. You know, peace, bro.
Thanks, Kang, and you. And
Yeah, man.
yeah, I'll catch you later.
Yeah, I got it. Later on, I got to go home and fight with my son because he don't want to ride his bike. I don't know these kids, man. I mean, you know, this kid has I've bought this kid bicycles and he don't want to ride a bicycle. He just want to stay home and chill. What the fuck is this? Like, why is it so different with kids these days? These kids don't want to ride not even ride bikes. What's up? Hey, y'all have a nice day, man. I'm going back to work and to keep myself employed. And to Coogan Cassius, Michelle Jarfish, and Radio Raheem, y'all ain't shit. Peace.